conversation. That's just because I'm even shy around the topic, you know? So, yeah, I have fun. Yeah, I'm all good. But for me to sit down in a hair salon while getting my hair done and say, "My tech want wood last night, the biggest y'all." I don't even talk like that. I don't naturally talk like that. I was born here. I grew up here. I don't naturally speak like that. Plus, don't forget, I was raised by an old man who instilled certain things in me. He never told his business. My grandfather don't tell his business. He don't trust nobody like that. So those are things that I grew up with. I grew up like that. I keep telling y'all, if you really follow me, if the real people follow me, I couldn't go outside my gate after 7:30, or maybe it was 6:30. I don't remember. How I got to get out of the yard is to go register for night school that I didn't need. I just wanted to be outside. So that was my way to get out, because it was school, and that's what I did. I didn't authentically grow up like that. My grandfather made sure he spent money at Kaplan for me. He spent so much money on me, just my speech. So a lot of people, let's talk about that. My grandfather actually spent money to send me to speech class to learn big words, because he came into this country as on farm work. He couldn't read. My grandfather couldn't read, but he had a skill. He picked oranges. He also would go around, and wealthy people always took to him. They never knew he couldn't read, and he had nothing. But he took good showers, kept himself extremely clean, and he fit in. And my grandfather would always look at me and my brothers and say, like, if we use certain word, he wanted to know that no matter where we go, we can blend in. My grandfather spent so much money that he did not have on our education. My grandfather maxed out credit cards and worked 2 and 3 jobs to pay them back. My grandfather, there was nothing he did not do so that I would speak like this. So that when I went, sometimes I often wonder if that man knew, especially me, life would be a little bit difficult. Because of them all, I was not his favorite. My grandfather's favorite. I was always everybody's pet, but I was not his favorite. Everybody's favorite of all of Paul's kids. So my dad was the only boy of 8 girls. Right? And he got the most sons. Weird, right? He got the most sons. So his kids are the golden children. That's what all my cousins will tell you. They're the golden children. They can't do nothing wrong because they're Paul's kids. Of all of them, the oldest one is everybody's favorite. I was not the favorite. I was just really spoiled, and I would throw myself down and chip up my knee, and I would just do some crazy ass things. So to keep me quiet and calm, they gave me what I wanted, and that was it. And I worked that going into adulthood. To see in here on social media. But thank you. My grandfather, and I'm going to repeat it. Olivia that thinks she's better than everybody's telling you her story. Because I guess I don't tell it. I've said it several times. But my grandfather came into this country on farm work. He ran off. He met a guy named Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill gave him a job picking oranges. My grandfather picked oranges for many years. Sent for my dad. My dad married a white woman, divorced her, and went for my mother. My mother came here, no family. My mother worked in a cookie factory. My mother worked at Busch Gardens till my mother started doing living jobs, and just for the better of us. My speech and the way I speak, my grandfather took his money and paid for it. I had to take classes even when I didn't want to. If you guys know what Kaplan is, for many years, even before I took SATs or I did any of that stuff, I had to go. And I had to sit with him, and he couldn't even read. So sometimes I wonder, what was that all about? I think I was teaching him when my grandfather had to read papers and sign those papers. I'm pretty sure now if they go back, that was signatures from 8 and 10-year-olds. That's me and my brothers. He couldn't read. And because he couldn't read, he made sure we knew everything. This is why he kept us so close. He made sure that we was not going to face what he faced. My grandfather's good friend, because he realized my grandfather was somebody that they took to and loved. My grandfather, good friend that knew he was illegal, before he straightened out himself, called immigration on my grandfather. You hear me? Work. Somebody said check my DM. Where did you send it? Oh, y'all gotta remember, I gotta go to hidden. And then I have to go to hidden here. I don't have it in your DMs. Let me see if it's in general. I'll check my DM. I'll go over that later. But, so you can't crucify me because of the way I speak. I actually did not speak patois until I started hanging out hardcore with the Jamaican people. I wanted to understand where it is my family came from. Okay? I didn't speak it naturally. So, and certain things I didn't see coming up. If y'all would have ever met Leslie, that's my grandfather. He is so proud.